Evening and welcome to your energy mapping session. My intention for you this evening is to take you on a journey and we're going to look into the future, and I want you to be able to connect with the future of your business and feel your limitless potential. And I know from a brief conversation that Graham and I have just had that when you think about what is available for you, when you think about that limitless potential, that you feel a little bit apprehensive, a little bit nervous, or perhaps a little bit undeserving of it, maybe. Does anybody feel that? The reason I'll say that, for those of you who weren't on the call, my partner is working at an estate down south somewhere, and it's the most expensive estate in the UK. It's valued, it's on sale at the moment at 65 million, and that is a holiday home. And they have 58 properties around the world of similar and equal value. Can you imagine what it would feel like to have that much wealth? How would you even get there? Like, just to think about that concept, and then we said, even one of those houses, even just that one in England at 65 million, feels like such a stretch for us. And that's because we've got so many things holding us back. So it may not be a $65 million house that you're going to see in this. Who knows what you're going to see? But right now, I would like for you to get comfortable, and we'll take a little journey into the future of your business and see what this might look like for you. Okay, so get yourselves comfortable. And this video mesmerizes me. There's an ad on Facebook at the moment that I keep getting served, which is this video just coming at me, and I can stare at it for ages. So that's the intention, that you stare at this and go into a zone. Okay, let me get my music on. Right, tell me when it comes on. It is playing. Is that volume okay with my voice? No. Yeah. Oh, hang on, I know why. I'm not sharing it. I'm not sharing the sound, that's why. Share sound. There. Is that better? Can you hear it in the background? I'll try and monitor it as we go through. I'm stood to the side because this is where the microphone is. Okay, so get yourself comfortable. Close your eyes.
Oops.
I'm just going to put you on mute, Gloria. And take those deep grounding breaths. Focus on your breath. Filling your lungs with air. And slowly exhale. Releasing all the tension from your body. All the stress of getting here for this workshop. Continue to breathe deeply. And with each breath, feel more relaxed and open. Imagine the roots growing from the soles of your feet or from the base of your spine. Extending deep into the nurturing heart of the earth. Continue to breathe deeply. stability and support. You are connected. You are secure. You are safe to go on this journey. In front of you is a path illuminated by a soft, inviting light. This path represents your journey forwards in time. Towards the future of your business. With each step, feel the excitement and the anticipation building within you. Notice the path transform as you move, symbolizing the growth and the changes ahead. As you arrive in the future, your business has reached its full potential. Take a moment to absorb your surroundings. What does the location of this business look like? Is it in an office, at home, outdoors? Observe the details. The atmosphere, the energy. Embrace the emotions you feel stepping into this success. Who's sharing this moment with you? See their faces. Feel your heart swell with gratitude for their support. Explore this space of achievement. Interact with your environment, touching, feeling, moving with confidence. Engage with your future self and others. Absorb the wisdom and the insights you can learn from. Visualize yourself leading a successful business, embodying confidence and expertise. Now, step fully into to the body of your future self. Embrace the sensations, the knowledge, the emotions. Know that these qualities are within you, accessible at any moment. As you continue to explore your future success, let's deepen this journey. Imagine now the daily practices that have supported your journey here. Visualize the routines, the moments of reflection, the challenges you've overcome. Feel the discipline, the passion, and the joy that have made you a success. How do these practices feel? Incorporate those feelings into your being. Reflect on the obstacles you've encountered and overcome. See these challenges as stepping stones that have led you to this point of success. Feel the resilience, the growth, and the learning that each challenge has gifted you. And embrace that sense of success and the wisdom you've gained. Turn your attention now to the impact your business has made. See the lives you've touched, the differences you've made, the value you've created. Feel the purpose and fulfillment that comes from this impact. Let the significance of your work fill you with pride and a sense of accomplishment. Begin the journey back to the present, carrying with you all of the insights, the feeling, and the energies from your future. With each step on the path back, integrate these qualities into your present self, feeling empowered and inspired. your future vision. When you're ready, gently open your eyes, bringing the essence of your future success into the present. Okay. I'd like you to just take a few minutes now and write down how that felt. How would you live if it came to fruition? Who were you celebrating with? Who was there? Where were you? What was the location like? What challenges did you overcome? You were living your best digital nomad life, Dawn. I love it. Please write it down. Write down everything you felt, the emotions. Was it the gratitude? Was it joy, fulfillment? Write everything down, because this is something you can come back to and reflect on. It's a big part of tonight's workshop. I'll just pause the. You know what they say, if you can visualize it, it's already happened. There's only one thing stopping us. So take that biggest feeling, that biggest vision, and now multiply it by 1,000. If you multiply that feeling, that sense, so imagine it was, oh, I want to do a TED talk. I saw myself on stage doing a TED talk. And I say, well, actually, times it by 1,000, you're now in Wembley. I don't know how many people Wembley holds, but I'm going to say it's like 150,000. What does that do to your energy? If you multiply that vision that you've just had by 1,000, what comes up? And I don't want you to censor your thoughts. What's coming up to you? What's coming up for you? So this goes back to our initial conversation that some of us had at the beginning of the call before I press record about that 65 million pound house that my partner's working at. Like, I know energetically, I have thoughts that are stopping me from getting to have a house that's valued at 65 million. I know that if you said to me, you're going to go and stand on stage at Wembley Arena in front of 100,000 people, that I would have thoughts coming in. I know if somebody said to me, or my vision was, you're going to have $100,000, $100, since when was I American? If somebody said to me, you're going to have $100,000 month, and then I'm times it by 1,000, like, I've got so many limiting beliefs around that. So the objective of multiplying it by 1,000 is for you to go, well, I could do that vision that I've just seen, but actually, if I multiply it by 1,000, these are the things that's stopping me. So write those things down that are coming to you now. Don't censor your thoughts. The first things that pop into your mind. And, just to give you a little bit of these are, I think there's 100 words on there, or 100 emotions that are linked to limiting thoughts and belief, because our limitations are the only thing that's stopping us from moving forwards to that vision, even the 1,000 times vision. And it's completely normal for us to experience those limiting thoughts and beliefs. It's knowing what to do with them it's the not knowing what to do with them that stops us from moving forwards. And even those of us who know what to do with limiting thoughts still carry them. So write down the first ones that come to your mind. And now I've done that meditation, it feels strange talking without music behind me. I do live in a musical life. Perhaps I should just have music with me all the time. I don't know how many of you did the book last month that I shared in the Limitless Growth Hub. It was Gay Hendricks, The Big Leap. So some people call it an upper limit. Gay Hendricks calls it an upper limit. Some people call it a glass ceiling. For me, energetically, it's not here. It's actually in front of me. And I think when I did that visualization for you, I took you forwards into the future. I don't go up into the future. Other people might do things differently. I know that I visualize things differently to other people, but for me, this image, there's a lot of, by the way, there's a lot of ChatGPT images in this, because I was like, represent this for me. And this was one of the things. And this is perfect for me because that's us on the dark side. And the wall is our limiting beliefs that's stopping us from getting to that vision, stopping us from calling in what we know is out there for us. But for some reason, we think we're not worthy, or we tell ourselves these stories from past, present. But it's that wall, for me, that Gay Hendricks talks about, the upper limit. Have you all read The Big Leap? Gloria, you're shaking your head. If you go into the Limitless Growth Hub, in the files section, there's a PDF of it that I managed to acquire. Don't ask me and I shall tell you no lies. It was freely available on the internet. I just happened to stumble across it. So yeah, that's just my representation. Some more lovely images coming up. And whenever I'm talking to people in business, for those who aren't familiar with where or how our personal energy has a direct impact on our business, on the vibrancy of our business, of the growth of our business, you know yourself that if you wake up in a morning and you're in a bad mood, that's going to have an influence on your business. If you're a customer face to face, you can walk into a shop, can't you, especially in England, and go and buy something, and that person doesn't even make eye contact with you, and you leave and you go, wow, they were in a bad mood and they've not even said anything, because their energy says it all. And it might be that they're not happy in the job. It might be that they had an argument with somebody that morning and they're bringing it into the workplace with them. So these three images are the best way, because I always use the analogy of our energy being like a river, and the image on the far right, on the right, is our energy in flow. That's how we want our energy to be, just flowing freely through the mountains to the river. No obstacles. The one in the middle is our energy in the resistance state, where we've got the boulders, the logs, and everything it's those 2 steps forwards, 1 step back. A lot of our limiting beliefs fall in there. And then the one on the back is the best. I could get a river running backwards. It doesn't really exist, does it? You don't, but that's our energy. So when we're thinking about our limiting beliefs that are stopping us, those ones that you've just written down, when you think about multiplying your business, your vision by 1,000, think about these 3 images and how your energy might be, because when we are open and receiving, we're a vessel for inspiration, creativity, and connection. And that's the state we want to be in. When we are there, everything and anything, it's already there. It's already available to us. And sometimes it's not even the knowing how to do it. It's just freeing ourselves of those limitations. So, personal question. How attractive are you? And I don't mean that in a physical appearance kind of way. So think of your attractiveness is a little bit, think of it like the word worthiness or deservingness, which is another made-up word. Your attractiveness is your vibrational set point. It's your frequency. And the goal today is to create a plan for the positive. I know that Graham's done it, but I don't know if many other of you have accessed the spreadsheet inside the training site before tonight. You'll have to do it afterwards, but don't worry about it because we're going to find ways to make you more attractive in your business. So because we're going to be mapping your energy to the frequency of that vision that you've just seen. Yeah, but there are different aspects to business that some you'll like, some you won't like. So inside the training site after tonight, these areas are literally on a spreadsheet and you just have to mark yourself. I don't know if you can see the difference between the top set and the bottom set of these areas of your business. Mindset, self-belief, motivation, purpose, vision, all fall into one category. Marketing, sales, strategy, finance, client attraction is kind of marketing. They all fall into another category. Any ideas? I'm going to tell you. The top ones are yin-based, the bottom ones are yang-based. Ah, Caroline wrote it just as I was saying it. Well done, bonus points for Caroline, gold star. And some of these you'll be like, oh yeah, totally love doing the motivational piece, or I have no vision at all. I have no clarity around my vision. Don't know what a strategy is, never used one, don't need one. Love attracting clients into my business, love doing the sales and marketing, everything else is no-go. Everybody is different. We all have different skill sets. So what I want you to do on the spreadsheet, I think I've got the link, just bear with me. I do. Basically, I don't know if you saw tab 2, Graham, on the spreadsheet. It gives you this graph. So when you fill in your scores, I want you to consider how much time, how much energy, how much passion you have for each of those areas. Be honest with yourself. Be introspective. If you're not honest with yourself, there's no point in doing it, because this is the purpose behind this is your own personal growth and insights as well. So let me just put this in the chat for you, but it is in the training site as well. So you've got it in there, but just in case you wanted it. And then when you have done it, and Graham, I know you've already done it, I want you to self-reflect on your answers. So like the vision, am I resistant to seeing my vision clearly, although you've just seen one? Am I resistant to achieving the vision I've just seen? Or finances. It's no coincidence that I scored finances really low. I really don't like doing finances. Am I just not in flow with this? Like, I know it needs doing, but I'm just not in flow. It's not my skill set. It's not my zone of genius. So mark yourself on them and then ask, do I enjoy it? Or do I just need to spend more time learning about it, because then I know that I'll enjoy it? It's something I want to do. I just haven't done it yet. Or can I outsource this bit? Looking at finances. Or do I need a mentor to help me on my mindset and resilience? Do I need a mentor to help me with my strategy? I spoke to a lady yesterday. She's got she's got a finance mentor, a personal development mentor. I was going to be her energy mentor, and she had another one as well. Business, sales and marketing. She had 4 different mentors. She's only been doing her business for 3 weeks. But she knew that she'd stepped out of the corporate and moved into running her own business full time. And she was like, I know that I need to do all of these. And I know that each of you are going to bring me different things. So it's okay to say, I know I don't dedicate any time to this. I know it's important to my business. And I know it's an important stepping stone to that vision that I've seen. So therefore, I'm going to pay somebody to do my finances. Because that will then free you from having the guilt of not being able to move forwards with it. Yeah? Making sense? So that's the energy mapping part. And we've got your vision. So think about what you know about your business at the moment and where your skill sets are and what you love and what you don't love if you haven't done the spreadsheet yet. And then self-reflect now. Think about one action you can take that's going to improve your energy allocation for that area. What would it feel like if you went all in? What area are you really holding yourself back on? What feels scary about going all in? Are you even willing to go all in? What does going all in mean to you? Does it mean that for some of us, going all in means sacrifice? Well, it means I'm going to have to sacrifice going to salsa class on a Thursday night, or it means I'm sacrificing family time, or it means I'm sacrificing whatever it might be. What does going all in mean? And write down one thing, one action that you can commit to. Leverage your strengths. Leverage your strengths to make a more effective transformation in your business. Do you even know what your strengths are? I hate it when people ask me what my strengths are. I'm like, well, I enjoy doing this and I enjoy doing that. But then when somebody says to me, Claire, you're in your flow state when you do this, this, and that, I'm like, oh, yes, you're right, I am. But I don't recognize it in myself. So then I'm like, is that why? Yeah, it is. Maybe that's just a weakness of mine. Does anybody else, do you all know what your strengths are? Are you willing to use them, to maximize them? Okay, so I've challenged you on your vision and things. So how do we alter our vibration? The big question. I'm not showing the right screen there. There we go. That's better. So this isn't AI. This was just a nice image that represents, for me, the law of attraction. You know, like attracts likes. Everybody bangs on about the law of attraction. Because, and when we are trying to raise our vibration, when we can see that vision, the law of attraction is important, because like attracts like, even when we're not conscious of it. Our subconscious will attract, if those subconscious thoughts, beliefs, emotions are negative, that's what we're going to be calling in. We are like magnets attracting what our thoughts hold on to. I know that you know this. And I love this. And I've written out down all these names, because when I looked up who said this, lots of different people came up, and I thought, I can't be bothered to find out who the real source is, so I'll just list them all. What's your thoughts? They become your words. What's your words? They become your actions. What's your actions? They become your behavior. What's your behavior? It becomes your character. And what's your character? It becomes your destiny. I thought that was really apt for this workshop, based on the vision, because remember, I asked you to feel what it felt like, and what were your daily actions going to be to get there. That's where this comes in. That's the behaviors that we're talking about. That's the actions. That's the getting up every morning and doing your daily practice, whether that's meditation or journaling or walking or grounding, whatever it might be. That's the dedication it takes. Right. This is my favorite law, universal law. It's the law of vibration, because everything, and this one is more about our frequency. So everything in the universe is in a constant state of movement. And we refer to these movements as vibration, and the speed or rate at which something vibrates is called frequency. We all have this frequency. It's just that some of us have a lower vibration than others. This wasn't in the workshop, I'm going to share it with you anyway. I was listening to a podcast last week with a very controversial person. I've never listened to him speak before, but I've heard lots of stuff about him, and I thought, it's a 4-hour-long podcast as well. I haven't finished it yet. And the person was Andrew Tate. Very controversial. However, many of the things he said, I think lots of you would align with. Perhaps not the, I won't get in a car with a woman driver because they're not safe to drive. I'm not going to say that one didn't float my boat at all. However, part of what he said was around people who suffer from depression and anxiety. And it stuck with me, because he basically said they're stuck in that low vibration and they can't get out of it. And I thought, oh, Andrew, you're talking sense. Good on you. Apparently you can. And I know people who are stuck in that state, and being an energy alignment mentor, it's really hard when you can't help them get out, when you give them all the advice and they can't. That wasn't part of this workshop, but I just wanted to share the Andrew Tate thing, really. And even he recognizes that our emotions, our behaviors are linked to our frequency. I think he said he's now living in Bulgaria. And it was quite fascinating, but I shan't go into it because I'm getting sidetracked. It's unlike me. But it was a podcast with Matt Kim, anyway, if you wanted to look at it. Back to where we were. So everything vibrates. Us, the mouse I'm holding is not a real mouse, the computer mouse, the candle, everything is a vibration. And so is that vision that you've had. However, oh, there's a typo there. Sorry about that. Dissonance is when we're not matching. And right now, I'm not matching that £65 million house. I know that for a fact. And I'm probably not matching £100,000 month either. But it's not solely the result of strategies, plans, or even hard work that creates the dissonance. We're influenced by the energy we bring into our business as well. It encompasses the vibrational frequencies that we emit through our emotions, our thoughts, our beliefs. Your personal energy is the undercurrent of every action, every decision that you make in your business. Remember in the future vision, and I said the challenges that you overcame and the gratitude that you were feeling for them. Remember that, so that when you are, every decision that you make now, your future self will have an opinion on. That future vision is impacted by the decisions we make today. Oh, another book share. I speak about this one all the time. Bet you haven't got it yet. It's not near me, it's in the conservatory. Will it make the boat go faster? That is about decision making with a goal in mind. It's incredible. Perhaps I should do it as I read it for the first time about 10, 11 years ago now. Oh, it'd be 10 years ago. I first read it, and it's about the Olympic 8-man rowing team going into the 2000 Olympics. And spoiler alert, they won. But for 4 years, every decision they made, they had to ask themselves, will this make the boat go faster? So, can I snooze my alarm at 6 o'clock in the morning? Will that make the boat go faster? No, it won't, because I've got to go training. Can I eat this Mars bar today, even though it's Easter? No, you can't, because it's not going to help the boat go faster. If I have a disagreement with my teammate, how's that going to affect the rest of the team? It's not going to help the boat go faster. They went in as the underdogs and they won. It's a really good, he co-wrote it with somebody. His name is Ben Hunt Davies or Davis. And I won't say Harriet or it's called Will It Make the Boat Go Faster? I couldn't recommend it enough. So this is your desire up here. And this is where I was just about to say where we frequently are, rather than this is your current frequency. Oh dear. So I keep saying about the £100,000 month. Let's imagine you're trying to call in a £25,000 month and you're currently only bringing in 2K. Energetically, that's a big leap, and one that will require you to dive into the energy of that bigger number. Just because I said it's a big energetic leap doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Because if you're currently on 2K and you're trying to make a 5K month, the energetic difference between the 2K and the 5K is negligible. And actually you can do what you're doing now with a few tweaks to call in the 5K. To call in the 25K from being at your set point now of 2K, the things you have to do are different. So use your intuition, use that gut feeling to tap into how it will feel to call in that larger number. Graham, that's a little bit like what the conversation we had at the beginning. When you were like, I'm at that level, I know there's all those other levels. That's a little bit like you're currently here. There's where you want to be. What is that energetic difference there? The frequency of gratitude of every decision you've made to get to this point up here, because it already exists. That point already exists. You just haven't accessed it yet. That frequency of gratitude should be felt running through your veins as though it's already happened. Think about how it feels to make an impact on other people because they said yes to working with you. Start to build that really big, beautiful picture. The more you can focus on that picture, the more accessible this is going to be to you. As we move through each experience in life, most of our reactions become automatic. That's why we've got this default set point. And often the negative ones are often a learned habit, or, as we know, handed down from generations or brought into this life from past lives. Making sense? Whoop. And that was just a little chart for you. I know that you've probably seen it before, but it's just a reminder of if you're holding on to any fears of calling in a £25,000 month, standing on stage at Wembley, or the vision that you've seen times by 1,000, and you've got any of those fears or guilt, you're down here, but the vision you've just seen is up here. You've got to embody it. So what are our frequency effectors? Gratitude, showing thanks. Graham, you used to do this daily. Do you still do this daily on your Facebook? Do you? I haven't seen it for a while. But I know that Graham posts daily 3 things or one thing that he's grateful for every day. And it's a really important practice. I'm not saying you have to do it on Facebook. It does encourage others to do it if you can, or post on Graham's post and share what you're grateful for each day. Journal it, or even just feel it in your heart, say it out loud, do what works for you. We've spoken about words. And this is something that I found I had to train myself to eliminate some words from my vocabulary, or eliminate some phrases from my vocabulary. And the more often you do it, the easier it becomes. Remember, the law of attraction is that we attract the words that are stored in our thoughts. So if we're only talking positively, then that's what's coming in. Our environment, I'm looking at my desk, not practicing what I preach right now. I have only just finished my mug. I've got notebooks like everywhere open, and diaries open. If it was tidy desk, tidy mind. The things you watch on TV, and this is why parents are often saying that I don't want my child to play video games where they're running around shooting each other, and even though it's animation, but why would you want to do that? This is why I don't watch mainstream news, because it's so bloody depressing and often irrelevant to what's going on in most people's lives. Music, for yourself, if you want to lift your own vibe, put on your favorite music, have a dance, it's going to change your mood. All of these are going to keep your frequency moving up. The company you keep. If you have got a negative Nancy around you, if you've got anybody in your close circle who doesn't believe in your vision, who only ever puts you down, who said something in the past and it stayed with you, I'm not saying you have to let them go completely, but perhaps you have to consider your interactions with that person. And then there is a number 7, which we have spoken about lots already, and it's your thoughts. Possibly the biggest one, the conscious and the subconscious. We've all shown it tonight when I said about the £65 million house, and that the fact that they've got 58 other houses around the world, all of us have gone, how? And then when you try to imagine yourself with that much wealth, it feels inconceivable to me. Not gonna lie, that's a quantum jump for me. Maybe that's the work that I need to do on this. You've got your own list of thoughts that came up from earlier on in this that are stopping you from that times 1,000. Those are the things that are stopping you to get into the vision that you saw. It doesn't matter that we times it by 1,000. They're still the same thoughts that are stopping you from calling in the vision that you saw. So positive thoughts bring positive results. Remember, we have the power within ourselves to change our lives. We must confront our fears, our insecurities, our limiting beliefs. We need to change the way we view ourselves. and stop holding the feelings of unworthiness. Our biggest hater is ourselves. We've got to learn to forgive ourselves and move on. And we must release the ego and make decisions for ourselves. I'm going to come to the ego momentarily. So becoming a vibrational match for that next level, you must create internal change to match those desires. It's got to come from within. Yes, I spoke about the environment and the company you keep, but essentially to make those changes, it's got to come from within. I'm kind of pointing to my heart. You can't say it's got, but the picture, it's here and your heart. It's embodying it. It's feeling it. So remember that vision. Remember the feelings from earlier on. Remember those limiting beliefs that crept in. This is a ChatGPT image as well. I thought it was quite good. Confronting those fears, those limiting beliefs, and those insecurities is essential for becoming a vibrational match to your desires. Ask yourself, who do I need to be the person in the vision? Who do I need to be the person in the vision? How do they act? What are their behaviors? So, how do you act? What are your behaviors? Because it was you in the vision. The only thing that's standing in your way of it, the only thing that's standing in the way of it happening is you. Your thoughts, your actions. Will it make the boat go faster? So, commitment number 1, I'd like you to make for yourself. I'm willing to step into the expanded village. Village? Where did village come from? I'm willing to step into the expanded vision. You have to be prepared to do what it takes. That feeling of going all in, that's stepping into the expanded vision. Anything coming up for anybody? Are we all okay? Is it making your brain ache? Right. Something, not new. Yeah, kind of new. A new term came up while I was writing this workshop for you. Hands up if you've heard of constructive interference. Oh, okay. You're going to like this. And you are going to like the image. Because this represents constructive interference. This is one of the ways you can amplify your frequency, how you can raise your frequency up to that vision. So this is 2 waves coming together, okay? Think of those waves as 2 individuals or 2 entities that are at the same frequency. They share similar values, similar visions, similar intentions. And when they meet, their combined energies amplify. It amplifies the impact of their actions and leads to greater aggregate. If 2 waves hit and smack, it's a bigger wave. Yeah, still the same. It's still made of the same stuff. It's still made of salt water and foam and whatever else is inside a wave. But the outcome is much greater. So when you think of constructive interference, think collaborations. Because if you're collaborating with somebody, you have a shared enthusiasm. You're both committed. You've got a shared frequency in terms of the vision. because combined energies create a stronger, more focused force towards the goal. So surround yourself with people, environments, and thoughts that resonate with that vision that you saw earlier. Engage in constructive interference, i.e., talk to people about your vision. Because if they're excited for you, you're going to be doubly excited. If they can help you, then you're going to have a bigger action, bigger outcome as well. Right. Can you still see the screen? Okay. Yeah. And none of this is going to happen. Your frequency isn't going to raise. You're not going to call in that vision if you don't believe, if you don't have faith in your ability. You have to believe that it can happen for you. The key to this is learning to let go of what's holding you back so you can let in what you're attracting. Belief and trust in the process are essential for manifestation. Belief fuels motivation. Belief is behind persistence in driving us to act in alignment with our vision. If you don't have belief, if you don't have belief in yourself, if you don't have belief in your vision, if you don't believe that you're worthy, it's just not going to happen. No matter how much you want it to, it just won't. Your second commitment. I'm committed to believing that everything is available to me. I want you to be able to unlock the most vibrant version of yourself and of your business. Okay, I put this in the wrong order. Uggs. It should be universe, God, source, or spirit, but I've put God first instead, so Uggs. The universe has got one job, or God, spirit, source, however you prefer to call it. It's got one job, and that is to support you in manifesting your vision, manifesting your desires. When you've got that true clarity of what you are calling in, that bigger vision you saw at the beginning, allow yourself to be guided, to be supported. Be open to seeing all the opportunities around us. I love this quote. I don't know whether it's a quote or a concept. We dream about the cake. The universe gifts us the eggs, the flour, the sugar, the icing, and we leave the kitchen. Basically saying, have your eyes open, because the universe is gifting us opportunities all the time. We've just got to be able to see them. And sometimes they might not come in the form that we've asked for it, but they're still coming. The opportunities are still there. I don't think I ever watched the film, but is it Yes Man or something like, the concept of saying yes to everything because good's gonna come. I don't think I could say yes to everything, but say yes to meeting new people, say yes to the opportunities that are coming, because you just don't know where they will lead. Let me tell you now, I don't know if many of you remember, I did a podcast about 18 months ago now. It was in an American podcast, only a small one. Off the back of that, I got a client in Canada. I was like, oh my God, my first podcast and I got a client in Canada. That's freaking amazing. Off the back of her, I got her cousin who was in Germany. Off the back of her, this week, I've got a client in Australia. From one podcast, because I said yes to doing one podcast. And I believe that now makes me international. So, yeah. And the lady I spoke to this week who's in Australia, she said the lady who was in Germany had basically said, I changed her life. She never told me that. So now I have to write to her and say, can you just put that down on paper, please? But say yes to things, because The outcomes will come if you say yes. Okay, share my screen again. Question. How can you move out of the way and let the universal energy do its magic? Where are you stopping the natural flow of the creative universal energy? What are you doing? What are you saying? What are you thinking actively that's getting in the way of that vision manifesting? Or ask yourself this question: what are you not doing, thinking, or saying? Okay. We're moving into the ego. I listened to a podcast with Eckhart Tolle a couple of years ago while I was gardening, and he was speaking about the ego. I think it was him. He was with Oprah Winfrey, and it was so profound and really heightened my awareness of when we are ego driven rather than being present and making decisions from the heart, I would say. So matching your frequency to that of your vision requires hard work and a mindset. That nearly came out wrong. Requires hard work and a mindset shift, I shall say. We have the power to create a higher consciousness. We've just forgotten how to access it. The ego, it can be good and it can be bad. It's the part of your mind that tries to control your thinking and your behavior. It's that voice inside all of our heads that says, I'd never have that $65 million house. It can be the devil or it can be the angel. It's the voice that analyzes what's going on around you. It makes judgments. It comments on interactions. It dwells on things that have happened in the past. It speculates, possibly worries about things in the future. It complains, it likes, it dislikes, and it makes you question yourself in moments of doubt. That internal voice is your ego talking. It gives you an interpretation of the world which isn't a true reflection. The only true way to see the world is by being fully present and experiencing the now. Now, I want to share this story with you. The ego kicks in at a really young age. And recently, my friend has got a daughter who's the same age as my son. And she said to me, this was literally a month ago, so they're 15. And she said, oh, she had a day off school yesterday. I was like, oh, was she poorly? She said, no, she had really bad anxiety. I was like, oh, and she does suffer from anxiety. And I said, what's triggered it? And she said, school assembly. I was like, huh? Why? So I didn't realise that school assembly at their age means that their tutor has to go up in front of not even the whole school, but in front of a group of their peers, and they all have to say one thing. And for her, the thought of standing up in front of everybody induced this anxiety attack. And when her mum asked her why, it was because she said, because they'll all be looking at me and judging me. And my friend was like, no, they won't. You're just one of many. And they probably aren't even paying attention to you. She's beautiful. Like, there's nothing to judge. But that's her ego kicking in at that age already. And it's sad. It's sad that we have this internal chatter that we don't get taught how to ignore when it's being critical and when it's not serving us. So mind your own, but yeah, watch your internal chatter. What is it saying to you? You'll know yourself that sometimes people will do things and we all tend to judge. And I know when I do that it is my ego. My partner sent me a meme the other day, and it was like of one of the Sesame Street characters driving down the road, listening to music, like, and he's going, and then it turns around, and it's going, fuck off. And he went, this is you. Basically, I'm like, happy, 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 and then suddenly a little bit of road rage comes out because I'm judgmental of people on the road who can't drive. Something I need to work on, clearly, but that's the ego, a little bit of my ego coming out. But I'm going to touch more on ego in a bit, so before I jump forward and lose my train of thought. But if you have children, watch for that in them as well. It's not nice. So, letting go and receiving. Your definitions and beliefs are holding your vision away from you. We have to let go of the outcome of our vision. Let go of the timing of when this is going to happen. I didn't even ask you to visualize a time earlier. It was just your future business. You may have had a sense of that's in a year, that's in 5 years, that's in 10 years. But don't be constrained to it, and let go of your limiting beliefs. The key to it is to learn how to let go of what's holding you back so you can align and let in what you are attracting. Visualize, use that. The reason I wanted you to write it down immediately afterwards is so that you can look back at your notes and remember how you felt. I would love for you to spend 5 minutes each morning visualizing your business, how you want it to be, engaging all of your senses. Do it before you go to sleep. See if you can trigger like a dream. I love doing that. Visualization is such a powerful tool that helps you to clarify that vision. Because as time moves on and as you grow and develop, that vision you might tweak it. You might be like, oh, I saw myself in an office, or I saw myself in a shared office. Actually, it's going to be a home office. Like, your vision can change. That's all right. But having the clarity of it is important in making it real. And when you are visualizing, this is the reason that I asked you to write it down. Let me just grab a drink. Embodiment. She's holding her vision and staring off wistfully as she's embodying the feeling of her vision. That's what that little image is. Embodying your desires allows you to feel them in your body, making them more tangible, making them more real. This will boost your belief and the expectation that the reality is getting closer to you, that you are able to manifest it. Align. When you're embodying it, you're aligning your actions with your desires. When you embody those desires, your actions will naturally align with them. This will motivate you towards getting towards that vision. Embodiment helps you to raise your vibration to match the frequency of what you are calling in. This is based on the law of attraction. It's also based on law of vibration. Commitment number 3. I'm committed to who I need to be. Can you step boldly into this version of you? If so, if you can step boldly into that version of you, you're exactly where you need to be. If you can't step boldly, there's some work to be done. Something's stopping you. What is it that's stopping you from stepping boldly? Become BFFs with the universe, with God, with Source. Be aligned with the isness. By isness, I mean that the inevitability of is. Like, it is happening. Become friendly with what it is. Create a partnership with Uggs. turn that invisible juju into everything around you. Imagine you're a radio signal, or we all have a radio signal, but we're stuck replaying the same old mental tapes from years gone by. We're replaying those traumas, those dramas. Here's a secret. When you need to press pause and let that tape go. Say tape. Change the frequency, change the radio signal. Surrender to the now, so your mind can have that super slick. That's what you're doing. You're changing the frequency of your mind, so that the universe can use your mind to download some original content without the interference of that old tape that's been playing. Right, we've got will and universal will. I need to move this. This is so big, I need to move it somewhere. So I spoke about the ego. We have egoic will and we've got universal will. The egoic will ignore the present. It will often, as I said, it will often revert back to that negative, judgmental, criticizing thinking. Thinking, well, this has happened to me before, so therefore it's going to happen to me again, so there's no point. It's that kind of will. It's driven by fears, by self-preservation. It influences our mind, as I said about my friend's daughter, and the external appearances, our external experiences leading to a focus on our personal success, security, and the fulfillment of your vision. Universal will is aligned with that greater flow of life. It's the interconnectedness of being and the unfolding of nature's natural order, the universe's natural order. So when I wrote this, I was like, if I was listening to me, I'd be like, well, if you're telling me ego controls all of this and basically controls a lot of our thoughts, how do we manifest our desires without being ego driven? Because the ego controls so much of our life. So manifesting minus ego. It's having that inner awareness. That can be through meditation, mindfulness, connecting with the deeper aspects of yourself, aligning with universal values such as love, compassion, kindness, harmony, surrendering to the natural flow of life, relinquishing the need to control every aspect of this creation process, this manifestation process. Allow for space for the universe to guide you. Serve others. When we're serving others, we're not focusing on our personal gain. When we've got a genuine desire to uplift and support others, we're much less likely to be ego-led. Gratitude's coming up again, look. Cultivate that attitude of gratitude and the blessings that are in your life now. You can also do the future gratitude and be thankful for the things that are in your vision that you've seen. Gratitude essentially focuses on abundance and not lack, because many of our limiting beliefs focus on the lack of things. So you can focus on the abundance. Act from presence. Remaining present keeps you attuned to universal flow. And let go of attachment. Practice non-attachment to the outcome. Instead of being fixated on a specific result, focus on the present moment and the actions that you need to do now that are going to help you towards the end result. And then I love this image as well. I thought it was really good for cutting the ego's lifeline. So it can be your friend or your foe. But if you can tell your ego to do one and take a hike, then it's going to benefit you. Think of your ego as that friend, you know, we've all got one, the friend that loves the drama. That's your ego. Or the friend that always wants to be somewhere else, doing something else with somebody better. That's your ego. If you can let go of all of that, you'll let go of a lot of resistance as well. Remember that radio signal I just spoke about? Well, when you let go of your ego, that's when you're changing that playlist. And the universe is going to bring some awesome songs into your life. Oh, I don't have an image on this one. No, I have got an image. Why is it not showing? Oh, I see a beautiful image. But apparently it's not there. Anyway, it's a brain. Half of it's dark and half of it's really colourful. Have you all heard? I'm very, very close to the end now, by the way. Thank you for staying with me. Have you all heard the analogy? It's not even an analogy, it's a fact. And actually, I watched a documentary on this recently. If an aeroplane's flying, it knows where it's going. If it makes a 1 degree change in direction, it goes in a complete. I'm asking you to make, rather than a 1 degree, let's call it a 1% increase in your journey of transformation. Because transforming your energy from where it is now to that star that was higher up on that grid is not a one-time shift. It's lots of baby shifts that are going to lead to longer lasting change for you. Quantum shifts don't happen overnight. They're a cumulative effect of those small changes in our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, and our behaviors. So what one small thing can you do that's going to change your frequency? It could be a thought that you know that you constantly have that you need to work on. It could be an action that you know that you've been putting off. You've made 3 commitments tonight if you wrote them down. Let me see if I can remind myself what they all are. Because I don't have them all on my screen. I'm committed to being who I need to be. I'm committed to believing that everything is available to me. Oh, missed that one. And come on, come back. I'm willing to step into the expanded version of me. Now, if the slide on constructive interference stood out to you, then perhaps you might like to co-create with me. Because I have some space and my diary is open to do some half-day sessions with people who are consciously creating, who are wanting to go to that next level in their business to finally take action. Oh, let's see if this slide works. Look at it. I love it. I didn't know whether it was going to automatically do it or not. So I'm just going to leave that there. If you want to have a chat, an initial chat about us working together, it might not be this, it might be something different, then just drop me a DM and we'll find time to have a little chat. So thank you for spending this time with me. I'm going to press pause, stop even.